Hey guys, it's Elizabeth, Finding Elizabeth, and today is Monday, May 22nd, 2017. You're getting the no makeup, or maybe even a little bit of yesterday's makeup, bariatric arm edition of my YouTube channel. So how is everybody? I am 3 years and 1 month post vertical sleeve gastrectomy. My highest weight was 402 pounds in January of 2014. I had vertical sleeve gastrectomy with Dr. Belsberg at Kaiser South Bay on April 14th, 2014 at 360.6 pounds. Last week I was 213.4. The lowest I've gotten is 198 pounds. The highest I went up to on regain was 220, and today I'm 215.8. So that's a 2.4 pound gain in the last week, a 2 pound loss in the last month, and a 13.2 pound gain in the last year. So we know how I feel about that. You know, it's funny, I knew I was going to be up today because I have been pretty much doing keto. Maybe last week I didn't track last week, and so I know I was very low carb, but my fat might not have been on track for keto. But I had champagne yesterday, and I knew it was going to be reflected on the scale. And I honestly thought about not making a video until tomorrow because it will probably be gone by then. But, you know, I was watching Joe's video today where she talked about McDonald's. I was like, you know what? This is the real deal. I drank a lot of champagne yesterday, and that is reflected in my weight today, and that's the reality. So, anyway, that's where I'm at. I am feeling, regardless of a 2 pound weight gain, I am feeling really good and back on track in general. I've been doing, I've gotten rid of most of the processed carbs and food that I was eating for the last 3 weeks. This is the way I eat. I have no problem doing it. I do realize that I need to track because I may not be getting the fat that I need to have it be truly keto. So I'm tracking this week, and I'm sure that we will be back down to 213 or below by next week when I come on. One thing that, if those of you who are doing keto, I'm on a diuretic, and it seems like, though, and I'm continuing to take it, I've added in some potassium, but I seem to be retaining more water than I typically do. I can see it in my feet. Originally, I thought that it might be because I was driving a lot and sitting at my desk a lot more than normal, which could be part of it too. But, yeah, if you guys have experienced that on keto or know what that's about, and Dale Cooper's trying to dive bomb over here. I'm trying to keep everything from falling down. And I'm trying to do this video before 2 o'clock when I have a conference call. So maybe I should get to the rest of the point. Did I exercise last week? No, I did not. I went to the gym one day. Dale Cooper is going to jump over here and... Come here, Dale. Come here. Just come here. Jump over here. I don't want him to make all my stuff get messed up. Anyway, I digress. But I didn't... I only went to the gym once last week. I have not gone back to boot camp because it just hasn't worked with my schedule, and also my knees have been so sore. I think I mentioned this last week that I realized that boot camp is probably a little advanced for where I am at right now, and here comes Dale Cooper. But there he comes. Do you see him? He's crashing my video yet again. But my trainer will be back in the gym doing his regular personal training beginning in June. So I'm going to get back on that. I also got a yoga group on, which I am going to do. And I'm going to continue to just go to the regular gym and do the strength training. I just didn't do it last week. So anyway, that's where I am basically with the food and weight loss portion of the program. So of course now we get on to the mental mindfuck issues. Not really mental mind, but just like the emotional issues, which is what my videos tend to be more focused on. So one thing I wanted to talk about was WSFA was this weekend in Portland. It is the first. Dale Cooper he only wants to come sit on me either when I'm asleep or when I'm making a video or doing a Google Hangout with Amy for some reason. He knows Amy hates him, so he has to be in the video. She doesn't hate him. She may hate him. I don't know. Anyway, where was I? Okay, WSFA. So this is the first weight loss surgery conference I have not attended since I had weight loss surgery. There are 2 conferences a year, one put on by the Weight Loss Surgery Foundation of America and one put on by Obesity Help. Obesity Help is the last weekend in October here in Long Beach near me. I really, really encourage you guys to come, and I'll be having some announcements regarding that pretty soon. But I will definitely be at that one. I'm so sorry I didn't get to meet the people who came out for the first time in Oregon. So, however, I made a very conscious decision not to go this time and wondered how would I feel when the conference was going on and I was seeing all the pictures on social media. I know in the past when I've been at conferences and have friends who haven't, they said, I'm going to go on a social media blackout. I don't want to see it. It's going to make me sad. And I wasn't sure how I was going to feel about it. And what I realized was, I mean, it probably would have been one thing if I wouldn't have gone because I didn't have the money. If I really would have wanted to go and I didn't go. But like I said, I made a conscious decision not to go. But I really wasn't sad. I mean, certainly I was sad about not seeing some of my friends and meeting some of the new people, but I got such joy from seeing the pictures and seeing everybody together. And then Gracie FaceTimed me during the dinner on Saturday, so I got to say hi to everybody. But, you know, I felt really good, and I realized I have lived my life in FOMO. Fear of missing out. And so I think it's sort of an NSV that I did not have FOMO over the WLS conference. So anyway, just wanted to share that because I really do think that's an NSV. I haven't ever not been at something where all my friends were and not been, I don't know, just weird about it. And I think that it has to do with just sort of a different level of confidence and surety I have in myself now than maybe I used to have. My other NSV of the week, which is a much more physical one, you can tell I'm tan. I like to be out in the sun. I'm going to get skin cancer. I shouldn't do it. I know. But I do. And I wanted to do it. There's a pool in the condo complex, but I want to do it out of my patio in a bathing suit that I would not ever wear around other people. So I got one of those cheap folding lawn chairs or, lounge chairs, which, number one, I was less than the maximum weight. And number two, I actually got on it and got out of it and didn't, I don't know, just that I even have one of those now. Those were my biggest nightmare before. Anyway, so that was a little bit of an NSV. Okay. What else did I want? Okay, I want to talk a little bit. So yesterday, Keisha, a Goodbye Girl, came up to visit, and she's about 8 months post-op, and so it was interesting. There were some things that I'd been thinking about, and it was just interesting in talking to her at the stage that she is in her weight loss surgery process versus where I am, and just how we sort of think about things. So I, a lot of times, talk on these videos about my sort of spiritual concept of things. And I've been reading a book the last couple of weeks, and it's a quick read. It's just I haven't been reading that much. It's called You Are a Badass by Jen Sincero. And I have to say, I have never read anything else that does such a good job of encapsulating what my spiritual beliefs and my attitude toward life is as this book does. So if you are interested in knowing that, it's a great book. I mean, I think it gives some good pointers. It's a very simplistic version to something that, took me years to learn and incorporate into my life. And sometimes I do that better than others, but, it's decent. It's a good overview of what I think are some pretty good attitudes about life and living. And I'll put it down below what the name of the book is and maybe a link on Amazon or something. But anyway, so when I look at my life, I have a pretty incredible life. I am beyond happy in so many areas. I could not have imagined 4 years ago that my life would be what it is today. And yet there are a couple of areas that I still want to work on. You guys know what they are. Relationships and finances. Those are, romantic relationships and finances are areas that I'm focusing on. And one of the things in this book, which I'm also familiar with from Brene Brown and also from Byron Katie, is this idea of how the stories that we tell ourselves kind of create our reality and our attitude, and just how things are going to play out in our lives. And so, and I've thought about it a lot, and I had some idea of what my beliefs are in these two areas. But when I started to write them down, which is what this book said, I was really amazed. I just have so far done the one on romantic relationships, but I'm going to share these with you guys. So if anybody, it's like, should I share these? Because if anybody I ever date reads this, they'll know exactly how to manipulate me, probably. But how it relates to weight loss is, I heard, when Keisha and I were talking about it, I heard a lot of stories that she was telling herself that I thought could be turned around in a more positive manner. And I don't mean to put you on the spot, Keisha. I do the same thing in many areas. And just being aware of these, and what this book suggests is you sort of list them all down. List down all of the stories you tell yourself around an area that you're not 100% happy with in your life. And then work with them. See, feel what it was that got you there. I mean, think about them, journal on them, think about, where did that belief come from? And then kind of turn them around into a positive affirmation and looking at them in sort of a different way and just realizing how those beliefs affect you. So I truly would have thought that there were maybe that I had 3 or 4 beliefs, 3 or 4 stories that I told myself around romantic relationships that were detrimental to me. Well, I think I came up with 12. So I'm just going to share them with you. And I just encourage you, if you're struggling with your weight loss journey or other areas in your life, to think about this. What are the stories that you tell yourself around your weight? I will not be a success at this. I will never lose this weight. I can't exercise. And, and sort of maybe challenge yourself on these. But to give you an idea, here are the ones I came up with. And this was just sort of stream of consciousness. I will always be too much. I don't get to have what everyone else does. A man to love, honor, and cherish me. I am, what? Oh, I am deep down unlovable. No one will ever be there for me the way I need. My body is too fat and misshapen to be loved. And I really thought that I had dealt with that, but I guess I haven't, because it came up when I was writing this. I always fall for men who are unable to commit. I am never the one who gets chosen. I am not sexually attracted to the men who want relationships. Love will never last. I am someone's dirty little secret, which is interesting. No one will ever love me that way. I destroy the men who love me. And that's interesting and goes into parents and grandparents and my husband and all this stuff. That one came out of the total blue. Yeah. If anybody I'm dating watches this, they're probably not going to call me again. I will always do something to fuck it up. If I say what I really feel or confront an issue, they will leave. So that was 15 minutes of stream of consciousness writing about my beliefs around relationships that are really deep and that I wasn't consciously aware of. And so now it's about, going through those and looking at them and then coming up with another list around finances and maybe coming up with one around weight as well. Those may be the 3 areas I look at. But I just thought that was interesting, and I thought I would share it with you guys and offer it up as a suggestion, because I really, truly do believe that what we think creates our reality, and a lot of these beliefs are a little bit buried. So anyway, that's what I have today. This is your psychological therapy counseling with Liz for Monday. But anyway, you guys have an amazing week. I love you all, and I will talk to you soon. Bye-bye.